I'm back. Is it good? Hello, hello, hello. Is it good? Is it better? Is it working again? I switched something off. I had like internet protection, something turned on, but I didn't have turned on before. So hopefully that was the issue. That was what was causing the issue. It's the only difference. Why did I change my name? Oh, I haven't changed my name. What is it? Hey Leo, good to see you, buddy. It was Stuffy. I don't know. Why has it gone to a small capital? To a small one? I don't know. It shouldn't be like that. Odd. Yeah, no, I was also running the stream off a laptop, which unfortunately might have played a part of that as well. I just need to try and connect back to it. It looks wrong. Yeah, I'll have to walk with that. I don't know why it's a lower capital. Will it rain today, Leo? I have not a foggy. I have just got back from needing to exchange some clothes that I bought. So, oh wow. Well, you just said, is it going to rain? We've just got an update, as you said that, which says risk of rain is 70%. Please give us rain, because this race, I did see from Pirelli guys, is predicted to be a 1 or 2 stop race. Let's be honest, if a 1 stop race is on the cards, they're always going to take it, because they're so fucking risk averse, Pirelli. So yeah. Right, hang on. Give me 2 secs. I need to just grab my phone stand, wherever that has gone, so that I can get my stream up on the phone. TV coverage and see what they're saying. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, West Ham United. First in the league. We broke the Brighton curse. Yay! Won a bit of money last night as well, but paid for dinner, which was nice. Paid for the night out with the missus for date night, so bloody brilliant it was. Right, 2 secs. Oh, there it is, yeah, I got it. No, Ghost, it's the new world. All right. Why are you not loading up? Come on. 10 minutes till the race starts, and we'll have a look at the there we go. Bosh. Right, we are ready, guys. We are ready. So let's have a look at the usual. Lucas Paquetá, yeah, what a player. So happy we've been able to keep hold of him for the time being. Obviously, he's going through the whole betting thing, isn't he, at the moment? Right, so Pirelli Motorsport, here we go. So, here are the strats. Thank you for the sub, Prashant. So, they are saying it's a 2-stopper or a 1-stopper. Hard tyre could come into play. With the rain on the cards, 70% chance. Hopefully that means that they're going to go aggressive with the soft tyre. But yeah, let's be honest. Whenever there's a 1-stop on the cards, they take it. They don't ever go for a 2-stop, do they? So I think this race needs rain, personally. It will spruce things up a bit. Let's have a look at the tyre allocation. So Verstappen has 2 new sets of softs, 1 new set of hards, and 1 new set of mediums. So, I mean, because of the intermediates being used predominantly yesterday, everyone's got quite a large tyre allocation here. I mean, Hamilton's got 5 new sets of soft tyres. He's going to go aggressive, Lewis, because he's starting 12th, I think it is today. Yeah. So Norris has only got 1 set of softs. That's quite interesting compared. I mean, how has Norris only got 1 set of softs? That's intriguing. Then everyone else has got, yeah. So pretty much everyone's got 1 set of new and medium tyres, except for Norris, who's got 2 of them. He's the only man on the grid with 2 new sets of mediums, and everyone else has got an abundance of soft tyres to use, except for Norris. So. Yeah, a bit of a strange one there. 13th, Lewis is, sorry, 13th. Chat is quite, yeah, the chat's been an issue for a while on the stream. I don't know why the chat box. I think it's just a YouTube thing. With Twitch, it's a lot more seamless on screen. Yeah. You have to kind of just follow the YouTube chat rather than the chat that's actually on the screen. So, yeah, at least you can see like in the YouTube chat that it's open. I know it's gone. It'll load back up in a minute. So, Pirelli is very cautious. Yeah, they have been this whole year. But you doing the strength of foot? Are you doing the race tonight, Leah? Hey, you too. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jam. Good to see some regular faces. So, is Max Verstappen going to win his 9th race in a row today? His 3rd race in a row at Zandvoort. And is he... Yeah, is anyone else but a Red Bull going to win? It's his home race, yeah. Well, yeah, Lewis hasn't won every single home race, though, have they? Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I like it. Yeah, hopefully we just get some nice weather Monday. Did Louise come back with her? Fine. Okay. Hopefully he gets a DNF. It would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I mean, it is pure dominance at the moment, and he's so far ahead. I mean, no one's even fighting. No one is even fighting for first place. So, other than Max. So hopefully if you remove Max out of the equation, we've got a brilliant F1 season on our hands. But Max is so far ahead, and Red Bull are so supreme in all departments as well. This is the thing. As we were saying yesterday, they've built a great car, but they've also got a great strategy team. They're mega on their pit stops. They don't lose any time in their pit stops. And like, they don't have any mechanical faults either. And then when you've got all of that combined with a super quick car and a super quick driver, see the results that we're seeing and the season we're seeing. So, yeah, I have to agree, Zed. I have to agree. It is a real shame that no other team has been able to take it to Red Bull and the team. Norris for the win, hopefully. Well, I think Norris is definitely best of the rest so far on pace alone. I'm intrigued to see how Albon does today. I really want Williams to score some points. Hopefully they can get a decent result. So, wonder how much orange smoke. Yeah, won't be able to see the start. I do always think that, like, you pay all that money for F1 and then you're not able to see it. He'll win, but I don't think it'll be an easy W with all the people starting behind him. I think if he gets into the first corner in P1, that's it. That's the only opportunity for people is to get ahead of Max is into the first corner at the start. That's it. So yeah, he doesn't make mistakes. Very, very similar to Lewis as well. Lewis doesn't make mistakes like Max, well, yeah. I mean, in like what 7 years, how many mistakes did Lewis make? Like the odds slow start every now and then, but he never spun. He never massively locked up or binned it out of his own accord. So, oh no, you did it, Marcus, did you? Oh, ouch, man, ouch. Hope for a speedy recovery, man. Oh, so there we go. Tyre. Whoa, Hamilton's going for the medium? Oh, it's the only car who's gone for the medium. So he's going to try and do the overcut on people. Obviously, clean air is a massive factor here, guys. So expect to see people try and make the benefit of the undercut. I think the undercut's going to be quite powerful here. Hamilton, of course, has got the car underneath him to get ahead of him in clean air with the overcut. On track, probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. But that's intriguing from Mercedes there. The only outlier of that whole grid. Everyone on the softs, which they have an abundance of. As we said, high percentage of rain today, 70%. So let's see what this race has in store for us. But that is intriguing. Oh, he tore your ligament. Ah, ouch. Do I think there'll be a lot of incidents? If the rain arrives, yes, and that transition from the rain. If it goes to, I mean, if it's dry track, I mean, I don't know. The thing is with this track, it's very much like the Hungaro rig. The only place to overtake is T1. The rest of the circuit, other than like the first couple of laps where everyone's really tightly packed, we don't see a lot of overtakes in any other areas. We'll probably see some overtakes early on with like down here from turn 5 down to turn 7. We saw that last year. There's DRS here into the chicane, but this is such a short run that no one ever really has. I mean, this is very much a corner that's rear limited, so you have to be careful on your tyres. If you try and get your foot down, very easy to spin the tyres, and no one really gets an opportunity to get close enough to use the DRS for it to be effective into the chicane. Cars are a lot harder to follow this year as well compared to last year, so I expect to see not a lot of overtakes outside of turn 1, to be honest. It's literally, if you're behind the car in turn 1, it's about setting it up for the exit of turn 13. So as soon as you get out of 12, it's almost like full throttle. There's a little dab of the brake or a little lift off through turn 13, and it's full throttle all the way down to the first corner. So the rest of the lap is about just setting it up. So I'd love to see anyone but Max win, and that's just because we've seen it would just mix it up a bit, wouldn't it? Like Red Bull have won every race this year. Max is going for his 9th straight win. So Alonso's engineer has just confirmed there is definitely rain on the way. We don't know how heavy it's going to be, but there's going to be some at the start of the race. So it could be here pretty quickly. Woohoo! Yeah, so Magnus is starting in the pit lane. Obviously broke part Ferme, changing some setups, some things from the setup. Had a very poor qualifying yesterday, so he's starting at the back. I think he only was ahead of Lawson anyway, so he's only dropped 1 position. It is too similar, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. If we lost Zandvoort or the Dutch GP, I wouldn't be too upset. We're only here because of Max. Let's be honest. The Dutch fans are brilliant. They are. They're absolutely brilliant. It's a great party atmosphere. But the race in itself, we're only here because of Max, so I think once Max leaves F1, I think it won't be there any longer. There were lots of lockups down into T1. So, do I think Lewis is going for a one stop then? Probably. The only problem is that they might have messed up the decision, because if Rainey's going to be on the way pretty quickly and he's on the medium tyre, when he's got an abundance of soft tyres to use anyway, he could be overtaken. He could actually be overtaken and lose a few positions early on in the race. And then the rain arrives. And that strategy of overcutting everyone, because he's got the car underneath him to set fast enough lap times on the medium tyre and clean air, compared to those on softs in traffic, it could, it could be against him. But here we go. We are about to start this race, guys. If you can hit the like button just before the race starts. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are about to start the Dutch Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is your pole position, with Norris, Russell, Albon in 4th, Alonso 5th, Sainz 6th, Perez 7th, Piastri 8th, Leclerc 9th, Sargent 10th, Stroll 11th, Gasly 12th, Hamilton 13th, Hulkenberg, Zhou, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Lawson, Magnussen. As Lawson comes to line up on the grid with Magnussen starting in the pit lane, we are only seconds away. The lights are on, and it's away we go, and they are down into the first corner. It seems to be that there's a decent start from Verstappen. A very short run down into the first corner, but it does seem that Norris is going round the outside of Verstappen, but Max has been able to hold on to it and fend off Norris. Hamilton is a big loser there, is Piastri, who has lost a couple of positions, and Alonso gains on Albon there as they head through the banked third corner. Alonso gaining 2 positions there, another one on Russell through turn 3, as Max is already pulling out a second lead nearly over the McLaren of Lando Norris. And we're just watching the start of the race here. All seemed pretty straightforward, to be perfectly honest with you. Max made a great start and covered everyone off, a few lockups here and there, but Alonso was brilliant, swooped round the outside of Albon. Brilliant traction there from him as Albon was on the outside. So Bottas has gained 6 positions. What the hell? Where has Bottas gained all those positions from? I'm trying to find out where that happened. But Bottas has absolutely, what a mega start there. Absolutely mega start. Where has he gained all those positions? I'm just watching the start. I don't know where he's... Where? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea where Bottas has gained 7 positions. 7 positions. 7. As Perez is into the pits. Perez into the pits. And Leclerc and Gasly. Is this rain? Is this rain? Everyone's coming into the pit lane. I think we've got a lot of rain already. And everyone is coming in probably onto the intermediate tyres. Unless there's been a big incident. But I don't think so. Oh, it is absolutely tipping it down. So this could be very treacherous for the leaders here. Those who have stayed out. Oh, could we see a couple of yellow flags and a few offs here, because it is absolutely tipping it down. I'm really surprised so many people have stayed out, as Hamilton is down in 12th position there, being chased by Sargent. But this is about the rest of the field here now, tiptoeing around to get to the pit lane. But those who are pitted straight away for the intermediates could be the big gainers here, guys, because it is, tipping it down. Maybe that end of the circuit, or that side of the circuit, is not too bad and is quite dry. But Norris has lost a position to Alonso here. But let's see. So Leclerc had no tyres ready for him. The Ferrari team were not ready for Leclerc to box. Standard Ferrari, guys. Standard Ferrari. But let's see if... I mean, look, Perez is already up to the back. This is a masterstroke from Perez here, because he could get into P1. He could get into P1 here because they are tiptoeing. Absolutely tiptoeing. Perez is already onto the back of the field. And will get Yep, so everyone's coming into the pit lane now for those intermediate tyres. But look at Perez overtaking Sargent and Hamilton and Ocon. Brilliant decision by Perez to box as soon as he did. The first of those cars as Zhou and Gasly are fighting it out. Leclerc and Tsunoda. Not Russell and Norris. Did they continue? Did they stay out? No. No way. No. Did they stay out? They've stayed out. So oh, this is so intriguing. This is so intriguing. This is so intriguing. So they think that the rain has already stopped. The track is a little bit wet. It is quite evidently damp. But those on the slick tyres are being asked to stay out. Can they keep it out in track? Because they think the tyres or the track is going to come back to them again. They think the track is going to dry up pretty quickly because it stopped raining already. Oh my God, this is exactly what we needed, guys. This is what we needed in this race to make it interesting. So Perez is currently your leader. Lewis saying we should have come in. The problem is that turn 7 and turn 8, this end of the circuit is very, very wet. It's very treacherous for him, but obviously they think the race is going to come back to him very quickly. But Perez has a 9-second lead. 9-second lead. Russell is P2, but about to be P3 because Zhou and Gasly... Well, P4, really, because Zhou and Gasly are on the intermediate tyres. Verstappen, of course, on those intermediates as well. Brand new set. He'll be past Gasly pretty quickly and nose ahead, I imagine. But Perez is your leader, up 6 positions, guys, due to that early pit stop onto the intermediate tyres. But Charles Leclerc has gone off into the gravel. Russell is, look, just all those on the slick compound tyres as Hamilton is now into the pits. Hamilton into the pits going, what have Mercedes done? And so has Norris. So those on the slick tyres have been kept out too long. It's too wet. It's going to dry up quickly. But the wet areas of the circuit are too wet for those slick tyres. Lawson sets the fastest lap of the race. At least he has he can go home this evening and say he got purple lap at some point during this race for his first F1 race. Good for him so far, up 4 positions. But Norris down 16 positions in 18th place. George Russell still yet to pit on those slicks, as well as Albon and Piastri, Stroll, Bottas, Hulkenberg. That great start from Bottas has just completely disappeared as Perez now sets the fastest lap of the race. This is chaos. Utter chaos. I love it. Love it. Flash of brilliance from Perez. Definitely, I think so. I don't think Red Bull called him in straight away because they would have called Max in, surely, because he's the lead car. I think Perez has taken that upon himself to say, I'm boxing. Come out now. It's too wet. It's too wet. So, yeah, everyone, and it's surely those on the, yeah, Russell's in. Surely those on the soft compound tyre have got to come in and pit now. Surely it's too wet out there. Surely. No. Albon and Piastri are staying out there. They're risking it. They're trying something different. But the problem is that the track isn't going to dry up quick enough for them to make that deficit back up. They're going to lose over a pit stop behind those on the intermediate tyres. Like, look at Perez. Perez is, compared to Piastri, Perez is already 43 seconds ahead. It's not a long pit stop here. So he's already more than double a pit stop over Piastri. So I don't see the benefit of staying on that soft compound tyre at the moment because they're just losing so much time. So look at the field spread. Look at the field spread already, guys. So let's have a quick run. Let's have a quick rundown. So we have Perez. There's purple laps being traded left, right, and centre. I don't know where to look. There's everyone set in different purple sectors, and this is what this race needed. I was so worried, but this would be a bit of a worry. Hamilton, I mean, Mercedes have just cocked up. They've completely cocked up. They put Hamilton on the slower tyre to start off with. Rain came in very early, and then they kept him out for an extra lap longer than they needed to. He should have pitted a lot earlier, or they should have brought him in. Likewise with George. Mercedes, once again, cocking up their strategy. They're very much, I think Mercedes are very much getting into Ferrari realms of strategy balls up recently. They don't get as much flack for it as Ferrari, but they definitely, I think, need to be, that needs to be looked at, definitely, from Mercedes. So Ocon, purple lap, then Norris, surely Norris is going to set purple lap here. It's purple in the first sector, so that McLaren coming alive now on those intermediate tyres. There's still Albon, Piastri, Bottas and Hulkenberg and Sargent on the soft compound tyres. I don't know why they're still out there. I really don't know why they're still out there like that. But Perez, it seems to be a man on a mission. Verstappen can't seem to get past Zhou. He can't get past Zhou. That Alfa Romeo is actually keeping the Red Bull of Max Verstappen behind. Because there is no DRS activated yet, guys. Remember that. Obviously, very, very good car. But the DRS is what makes that car completely supreme through... Oh, no, I say that. Max is now in P1. P2, sorry. But, okay. Zhou kept him behind for an extra lap longer than I thought he would. But now, can Max chase down Perez? Perez did do a 24.3 last time around compared to Max's 22.5. So, Perez did a 29.1 into the first sector. So, obviously went very deep into that first corner. Somewhere or into turn 3. Norris setting the fastest lap of the race at 22.4. Hamilton doing a 24.3. But look at the field spread. So let's have a quick rundown of the field, guys. So Perez is your leader. Who would have thought that? From Max Verstappen. We have Zhou up 12 positions into P3 and Gasly. Two of those early guys onto the intermediate tyres at the end of the first lap. Alonso and Hamilton are the only two to maintain their positions from the start of the race. So Alonso 5th, Leclerc 6th. Not too bad, even though considering Ferrari still didn't have his tyres ready for that pit stop. Sainz in 7th. Tsunoda up 9 positions to 8th. Kevin Magnussen started from the pit lane. So he was 20th. He started dead last. Pitting onto the intermediate tyres when he did, he is 9th position. Wow. A masterstroke from Haas so far. Ocon in 10th. Lawson, great debut for him so far, in 11th place. Norris in 12th. Hamilton and Russell in the two Mercedes, 13th and 14th. Down a lot of positions, as well as Albon, Piastri, Bottas and Hulkenberg still on the slick tyre. The track is drying, but those on the intermediates are gaining so much time. Look at those lap times. On the slicks, Albon, Piastri, Bottas, Hulkenberg, all in the 34-second range. 32 to 34-second range. That's 10 seconds a lap slower. What is the point? I don't see that transition from slicks to intermediates. Like, they're not going to lose that amount of time that quickly from that transition. From intermediates to slicks. They're going to have enough time to react. It's ridiculous, really, for those to be on those slick tyres still, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't know. I just don't see how being on those slick tyres is beneficial still. But then I don't know, if it's a drying track, they're also at a point now where, do they come in and pit and go onto the intermediates where they're going to lose a pit stop? They're going to lose 17 seconds. I don't know. Or I say that. I say that. Piastri's just set the fastest first sector. So the track is quite clearly drying because Piastri now... Are we seeing a changeover in conditions now? Where it's a dry track. Keep an eye on Piastri. So last time around he did a 27.6. So that's about 10 seconds a lap slower. Quicker than it was before. So let's see. Keep an eye on Piastri's time here, guys. What does he set? A 22.4. Okay, so the track is now changed back over to the dry circuit and we've flipped back to slick tyres. But they're so far behind. Piastri, 65 seconds behind Perez. Bottas, 69 as well. I don't think Perez comes and pits in now, right? And Verstappen, or even Zhou, Gasly, anyone up ahead. They can change onto those slick tyres and then they're still going to be miles ahead of Piastri or those on the softs still. Like, I reckon this lap we'll probably see those guys come in and pit. Piastri, once again, purple middle first sector. Keep an eye on Piastri's times, guys. But they reckon, but George Russell has just been informed that there's more rain coming. It's more rain on the way in about 2 or 3 minutes' time. So Magnussen's in the pits, so I assume he's probably going to go onto slick tyres. Let's see what he's going to come out on. This would be a good indication of how the circuit is at the moment. It does look dry, and yes, they've put him onto the soft tyres. But if rain is on the way, how heavy is it going to be? A 1:19.0 now from Piastri. The track is proper ramping up as Hamilton is into the pits as well for a set of soft tyres. Be interested to see if those inters can burn them into almost slicks while using the time they've gained. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, especially if there's more rain on the way. One of your friends told you that Leclerc is going to win. Is he from an alternate reality? You can clip that because if he wins later. Imagine. DRS has now been enabled. So that indicates that this track is super dry now, guys. Super dry. As we're starting to see those guys come into the pits. But this is it. This is it, guys. Like, if you think, look at where these guys are going to come out. Leclerc has just come in and pitted, right? No, Leclerc hasn't, sorry. Zhou. So Zhou was in third place. Let's have a look at the gap between him and Piastri. And Alonso, likewise, they've come out and they're 57 seconds to 12 seconds behind. There's still hang on. There's still a 30-second gap between Zhou and Alonso to Piastri. So it wasn't beneficial for them to stay out on those soft tyres. In my opinion. Wow, Zhou's actually gone to the medium tyre. But Piastri is on fire, though. 1:18.5. Whew. I don't think I was going to be this busy, really, to be honest, guys, with this commentary today. I thought it was going to be a bit boring. I thought it was going to be like, let's try and find some topics of discussion. But wow, what a race this has been. Obviously, on-track action, not too much, I would say, but just knowing what anyone's going to do. So Verstappen's in the pits in regards to... I mean, that's intriguing. Why have they brought Max in first compared to Perez when Perez is in first place? That's a bit dodgy. But let's see. They still think rain is predicted, though. Yeah, Piastri's getting faster and faster. Another fastest middle sector. But expect to see those purple laps be taken away by Max Verstappen, I would assume. So Leclerc's in the pits now as well, losing a few positions. So Hamilton and Russell, though, not been good. It's not a good day at the office for the Mercedes so far, but a long way still to go in this race and more rain as well. There might be some drops, but no more rain at the moment. Just a few drops is what Guan Yu Zhou has reported to his engineer. So let's see. So what does Perez do this time around? A 1:16.8 by Piastri. I think Perez has to come in and pit. He has to come in and pit. If he wants to maintain and fight for position against Max, he has to come in and pit here. He's too soft. He's too slow on those intermediate tyres. Yep, has to. Yeah, there we go. It's just 1:25 last time around compared to a 1:16.8 by Piastri. There's too big of a deficit there in the tyres, even if more rain does come down. Aston Villa beating Burnley 2-0. Wow. Villa are a good team this year. So, let's have a look. So, Verstappen does get ahead of Perez. I told you the undercut's going to be powerful here today. especially in dry conditions, and that is exactly what has happened. He's lost too much time on those intermediate tyres and has, yeah, lost out to Max there by 3 seconds. That was how much time Verstappen was able to make up about probably 6 to 7 seconds there in that one lap by being on the softs a lap earlier compared to Perez on those intermediates for a lap longer. So, you say that, but you do realise they lost to Newcastle 5. Yeah, but I think a lot of people will get turned over by Newcastle at Newcastle this year. Liverpool are playing there this afternoon, and Liverpool are like, have you looked at their odds? They're like 17 to 10 or something. Like they are. It's the highest I've seen Liverpool for some time. Even against Man City, their odds were never that high. So might even be worth a little flutter, to be honest. But has Max won the race? Max has won the race. I don't know. Obviously, he's got back up there. Has Perez got the outright speed to keep up with Max? Don't think so. But rain could come in and still have an impact here, guys. So we will see. But yeah, if you can hit the like button, guys, it'd be much appreciated. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. So Norris there with a purple middle sector, 1:16.4, fastest lap from Carlos Sainz there. So Tsunoda about to be overtaken by Ocon with DRS activated down into turn 1. Albon all over the back of Tsunoda as well. So hopefully the Williams of Albon is able to make his way through the pack here. Obviously, he did have a strong car this weekend, Albon. It's been outdone by the rain, unfortunately, staying out on those soft compound tyres for a lot longer than necessary. I mean, he's still on those softs. So Perez has asked, did Max undercut us? So, yeah, team decision. They favorited Max to bring Max in first to do the undercut on Perez, even though Max wasn't the lead car. Obviously, Max is the championship leader at his home circuit. I think Perez deserved an opportunity to be brought in first there. That's generally kind of the unwritten rule that the lead car gets the pit stop first. But due to that, Max has got obviously the favourable decision by the team. Difference between Alonso and Stroll, yeah, well, it's quite evident in it all year. 19th place. Enough said really about Lance Stroll. Right, so Magnussen about to be overtaken by Piastri on those 14 laps soft tyres. He's doing well. He's down in 7th position. He's now only 16. Oh no, he's lost that position again to Magnussen. Magnussen able to hold on to that position from Piastri. Maybe Piastri went deep into the first corner, which allowed Magnussen to do the undercut back on him, or do the cutback. Albon passed Tsunoda down into T10. Fastest last sector there from Albon. That Williams starting to come alive, hopefully. But yeah, Piastri. Oh, wow. Very, very close there between Gasly and Sainz down into T1. Getting a bit hot between them. But I need to take a rundown, guys, of what's actually happening here in this race. So, Verstappen is first, Perez second, Alonso is third. Chasing down Perez, but Perez is pulling away from him at 16.8 last time around. Let's just keep an eye on their lap times, actually, before we go further down the grid. Verstappen does a 16.9, and can Perez respond? 17.0. Wow. Piastri doing... How is Piastri doing a 16.0 on 14 lap old softs compared to Verstappen and Perez, who's a second quicker? And Piastri is now into the pits. So Piastri into the pits, probably going to go on a set of mediums, or is he going to go onto another set of softs if they expect more rain? There's a yellow flag. Sargent is going slow. Sargent going slow through the kink of turn 8. Is this going to be a safety car or even a red flag? Let's see where his car has stopped. I'm trying to find out as Hamilton does the fastest lap of the race. First lap in the into the 15-second range, but trying to find out where Sargent has stopped on track. Is this a crash, or is this a mechanical issue that has forced him to retire on 14 lap old softs? I mean, it was very wet around that section of the circuit, but the TV coverage is catching up. Let's see what exactly has happened. He's binned it. Yeah. So it's a full safety car. He has binned it. I think the barriers are okay. So it should just be a safety car for a few laps until they're able to safely remove the vehicle. But yeah. Ooh, so 15-second pit stop loss. So let's see if anyone takes advantage of that safety car. Let's have a look. I only really see the likes of maybe Bottas and Hulkenberg taking advantage of this. Because they are on the 15-lap-old softs. Piastri timed that well. He pitted just before the safety car. Well, I say that. Did he time it well or not? It depends if anyone comes in and pits. Bottas pitting, yeah. Hulkenberg pitting. So those are the only ones who are really going to take advantage of this, because they are on the very old soft tyres. So yeah. I think Piastri did okay there because he's now got the freshest of the tyres out of anyone on the grid and should be able to take advantage of those on the safety car restart. But yeah, Logan Sargent binned it. Very odd through there. I wonder if he's touched a curb through the kink and lost it. Here we go. Back to watch it now. Yeah. Yeah, so he's hit the curb, went through there a bit too quick, hit the curb, lost traction. So he just didn't have enough in the car to hit the curb and, yeah, just didn't have enough to slow the car down. But I'm telling you, Mick Schumi is in that Williams. Well, the thing is that there's the commercial aspect of Logan Sargent being in that car. He's an American driver who Williams are owned by American company, investment firm. So while he's not a household name, he's also, with there being 3 races in America now, it's someone for the American market to root for. Although obviously he's at the back of the grids. So we'll see. But yeah, it's 2. That's twice this weekend he's binned it. Even as a rookie, you'd be a bit like, come on, like twice in the same weekends. But this could get feisty again, though. This is probably what we needed. Bunch the field up again. Now it's an actual dry track. Lawson's into the pits as well. Russell onto the hard tyre. Onto the hard tyre of George Russell. Interesting. Bottas onto the mediums as well as Hulkenberg and Zhou. So they're going for a 2-stopper. "35 minutes away is the first cell on the radar. 4 more rain, guys." George Russell is hard car. he's on the hards. He's having a hard time of it today. So let's have a rundown of the as we was going to do beforehand, before the safety car came out. Let's have a rundown of the grid. So we have Verstappen back into P1. Perez in P2 after making that early pit stop on the intermediates. Alonso P3. Gasly up 8 positions to P4. Sainz P5. Zhou up 9 positions to P6. Magnussen started from the pit lane. 20th position, up 13 places to P7. Brilliant from them. Absolutely brilliant. Albon in P8. He's on 17 old lap soft tyres. I'm surprised they haven't made him come in and pit, you know. But hey ho. Ocon up 7 positions to 9th. Likewise, Tsunoda in 10th. Norris, one of the biggest losers here, 9 positions down into P11. And then we have Leclerc in 12th. Hamilton in 13th. Start where we started. Piastri down 6 positions to 14th. Bottas 15th. Should have made up more. Well, he did make up a lot more positions, but stayed out on the soft tyre when everyone came in and made the intermediate stop. Hulkenberg down 2 positions in 16th. Russell down 14 positions, the biggest loser today of positions lost, down in 17th, but aiming to go to the end of this race as long as there's no more rain on the hard compound tyre. Lawson up a position in 18th, and Stroll, what is going on with Stroll, down in 19th. There we go, guys. Florida man DNFs at Formula 1 race. Stroll is Latifi in himself, yeah. Right, well, while we have this little interval, guys, if you can hit the like button, we've only got 26 likes on the stream. Come on, there's over 120 of you in here. Get it to over 100 likes. I know you can. Helps push the channel forward. And if you haven't subscribed here yet already, please hit the subscribe button. If it doesn't come up as an alert, I do apologise. YouTube works that way, unfortunately, sometimes. But yeah, so 35 minutes, there's 54 laps remaining. Are we going to see 35 minutes? There's definitely, it's saying there, look, an hour and 30 minutes left of the allotted time to complete the race. That doesn't mean the race takes that long. So we could see more rain before the race finishes, which would be interesting. Probably about maybe 20 laps remaining. Have we only done 20 laps in this race? Does it not feel like we've done more than double that? Or we should have done more than double that? So much has happened in that time. Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, Matty Castaldo. Very difficult to keep up with this, and there's more rain coming with these changing conditions. Never know if you can hold on to. Yeah, it is tough. It is tough to see. This is where this is really good, watching a race through the data like this, guys, because you see everything that's happening. You see where everyone is, when people are pitting. You see when so clear in sector 9 now. So safety car is going to be coming in this lap, guys. But this is where you see the race unfold when something like this happens. Very difficult to keep track of it on TV coverage. Right. So here we go, guys. Race is about to restart, I believe. It says clear in track sector 9, unless it's one more lap under the safety car, and the safety car comes in next lap. I think that might be the case because Max isn't backing up the pack just yet. So I think we've got this lap under the safety car, and it's coming in next lap. So, but yeah, where's everyone watching from? Where in the world are you watching from, guys? It's always intriguing to find out. Let me just, I didn't realise that is slightly covering the bottom bit there. There we go. UK, Singapore, Devon, the UK. I know where you're from, Sam. Don't worry. Slovakia. Oi. Thailand, Italy, land down under. India. Scunthorpe. I like we get all these exotic places and then we get these places in the UK. Don't sound as exotic, do they? Denmark, South Africa. Oh, we've got people from all across the world. That's what I love about F1. We all bond, all come together for watching the races, and I love a motorsport. So safety car is in this lap, as I predicted. See, calling Essex not exotic. I don't live in Essex anymore. I've moved out of Essex. Slovakia, USA. Listen, just because there's loads of fake tan there doesn't mean it's exotic. Just because people look like they got a tan doesn't mean they actually have. But yeah, I used to be an Essex boy. I'm not no more. Right, here we go, guys. Safety car is in this lap. So Max is backing up the pack. Remember, it is pretty much, I imagine he's going to wait till the last minute as late as possible to go because he doesn't want to give Perez a tow. So remember, there's no overtaking until they start across the start-finish line. And here we go. So Perez is all over the back of Verstappen. Well, I say he was all over the back of Verstappen. It looked like he was very close, but he's actually been able to get away. Remember, DRS is not activated for another couple of laps, but Alonso seems to be on the attack of Perez. Likewise, Sainz on Gasly. And they hold station as they go through turn 1. Everyone seems to have hit their braking markers. And to be fair, everyone's held position there. Oh, that was boring. As they head into turn 3, the banked corner. Let's see if anyone is able to maybe make a sneaky move through there. One of the few overtaking opportunities, but you have to be a brave man to send it up the inside into that corner. And that is pretty much it at the moment, guys. So I don't expect to see any more overtakes until we get maybe down into turn 11. So Verstappen is just leading from Perez. It's important for Perez here to stay within the DRS of Max, within that 1 second range. Can he do that? He needs to stay there for another lap or so until that is activated. So Russell down on the hard tyre, down in 17th position. Let's see if anyone's able to make a move here down into turn 11. Magnussen under attack from Albon, it seems, as Piastri has actually lost the position to Bottas. Bottas sending it there on the inside of Piastri. Go on, Bottas. Seems to be very aggressive here today. Maybe the Bottas of old we are seeing at Zandvoort. So here we go. And Perez has already lost that 1 second range from Verstappen. Just supreme in that car. 1:16.9 to a 1:16.3 there on the first time lap on the restart. Sainz holding station there. And yeah, I does see Gasly got very close there to Alonso down into T1. Seems to be very confident, Gasly, on the brakes here as Albon gets past Magnussen and is now sees Zhou in his target sight. Let's see if Albon can regain those positions. On 22 old lap soft tyres, by the way. Doing very, very well considering everyone else around him is on much fresher tyres. So, come on, Albon. Come on. Let's see. Oh, South Africa. Good, good, good. So, Hamilton all over Leclerc. This is interesting to see. Hamilton has got past him. They were side by side there as they went through turn 9. Keep an eye out on Leclerc and Hamilton here. This is allowing Norris just to pull away a little bit from Leclerc, but he's still within. Everyone's in pretty much a DRS train there. Zhou is going to be under attack here from Albon. Albon half a second behind. Keep an eye out there. Let's see if Albon can get past Zhou here, who is on the medium compound tyre. So even though he's on much older soft compound tyres, let's see if Albon has the speed to get past Zhou here. No DRS activated. Well, DRS is now activated, but they won't get it until next lap. And oh, not yet, not yet. So next time around, he will have an opportunity to get Zhou. Maybe it might even get Zhou before get all the way around this lap to turn 14 again. So Max, 1.5 seconds, 4 tenths quicker than Perez last time around. He's pulled out a second in the last 2 laps. 6 tenths and then 4 tenths last time around. Perez seems to make up a bit of time on him through turn 6, 7 and 8. But then Max is just so supreme through this middle sector, through turns 10 and the chicane, compared to Perez. Keep an eye on that interval. You'll see it probably creep up, especially through this chicane. Just seems to be so much more confident than Perez. Although Perez, look, sets the fastest middle sector there, but that's only a tenth quicker than Verstappen. Not enough, really, to close the gap. Gasly just outside DRS from Alonso. Sainz is... Oh, I say that. He's just gained it there through the chicane. So Albon half a second behind Zhou. So DRS activated this time around. Come on. Let's see what you can do. Max sets the fastest lap there. So you can see he was quicker in the last sector compared to Perez, which just helps build that gap and keep him out of DRS. And Albon up into P6. Go on, Albono, in that Williams. And able to charge down onto the back of Sainz and Gasly now. Let's see what he can do. So, yeah. It's pissing down in County Durham. Yeah, it's looking a bit ropey here as well. So, Hamilton still stuck behind Leclerc. Cannot get past him. What's helping Leclerc at the moment is that he's still just holding on to the DRS to Norris. I'm surprised Norris isn't making more headway on the soft compound tyre on Tsunoda and Magnussen as well. Last lap around, he did a 17.4, which is basically exactly the same lap time as Tsunoda. So that Piastri as well was 17.4. So this is the problem. When you're in a bit of dirty air, it's difficult to build up the... it's difficult to get that traction and to make the extra speed in this car count, especially through the tight, twisty middle section. So Max with another fastest lap, and that was nearly 6 tenths quicker than Perez last time around. Perez, look at that. Perez so much slower through the chicane and the last couple of corners compared to Max. That's where Max is just supreme at the moment and just putting out the time on Perez. He's slightly quicker, of course, across the rest of the circuit as well, but that's really where the difference is being made. So Albon last time around a 16.2, 1/10 quicker than Sainz and Gasly, hopefully chipping away at that time in front. Maybe he can aim for, well, he's not going to get a podium. May get a podium. I don't know, hopefully. But yes, Hamilton now past Leclerc as well as Piastri there. Missed that as they went down into the first corner. So Leclerc probably getting out of shape from that overtake from Hamilton, and Piastri made the most of it and also jumped in on the action. Just watching it back on TV. Yeah, Hamilton went down the inside. And due to that... Oh, what a move from Piastri. On the inside of turn 3, he went, oh, super aggressive. Love to see it. Love to see it from Piastri there. Great move on Leclerc. He's super confident, Piastri, at the moment. So let's see if Hamilton can chase down Norris. Norris still slower than Tsunoda at the moment. Maybe he's managing his tyres. I don't see why he would be, because if you're predicted more rain to come later on in the race, you probably want to be going hammer and tong on those tyres to try and make up as much time as you can. But we've got Verstappen now 3 seconds ahead of Perez, setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Purple first sector there, just getting quicker and quicker as the fuel burns off in this car and gets lighter. He's just really in a groove. Loves it round here at his home circuit. So Alonso down into the 15 seconds there. Half a second quicker than Perez, and now in the DRS of Sergio. Sergio struggling now, it seems. Just can't get into that rhythm. Let's see. He's really struggling in the last sector. So let's see if Alonso is able to close the gap even more and maybe have an opportunity down into turn 1. So Alonso 7 tenths behind, or 8 tenths behind there. A little bit of dirty air. Suffers with the traction. But he's got DRS, has that Aston Martin, got the legs with that rear wing open to have a go at the Red Bull down into T1. I think he's just a little bit too far behind. Needs to be about half a second behind. Pretty much nigh on and identical lap times last time around, but Alonso on the charge. So Albon he's a bit slower than Gasly and Sainz at the moment. Gasly's doing well. He's pulling away from Sainz. Gasly opening up the gap on Sainz here. Great drive from Gasly. Hopefully he can just keep it out of the wall, let's be honest, because he has a habit of having a good result and then binning it or doing something stupid. So Norris now past Magnussen. Can Hamilton get past Magnussen pretty quickly so that he can stay on the tail of Norris? Trying to recover from a very poor qualifying yesterday. George Russell down in 17th position, trying to do that one stop. He will make up positions once those ahead of him make their, no doubt, second, well, I say second stop, another stop, because people have already made 2 stops in this race due to the intermediates being in use. So Perez now slightly pulled away from Alonso, outbroken that DRS. Closest really on track at the moment is Tsunoda and Zhou. Zhou on the slower medium compound tyre. Max with another fastest lap. And Perez a 15.7. Still just cannot keep up with Max. Just putting out that gap now to 3.3 seconds. So Hamilton here, DRS open. Should be an easy overtake before they even get to turn 1 by Hamilton on the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. And there we go. There we go. Hamilton not lost a lot of time whatsoever to Norris, who is trying to catch up with that AlphaTauri of Tsunoda, who's also doing a very good job, guys. 16.6 seconds his lap was last time around. Norris only a tenth quicker. You'd think the McLaren would be much, much quicker than that than Tsunoda, but doing a great job there for him. Haaland missed a penalty, did he? Oh, dear. Oof. Oof. So, let's have a look. So, there's a bit of a DRS train forming behind Leclerc at the moment. Leclerc is holding up that pack. Really struggling he is. 17.4 last time around. Leclerc not in a groove here. Really, really struggling. Under attack from Hulkenberg, who is on a medium set of tyres. You wouldn't expect to see that. So Hamilton is in the DRS of Norris, and Norris doesn't have the DRS this time around on Tsunoda. He's actually lost it. So let's see. Hamilton is not going to have an opportunity to have a go at Norris down into turn 1, but maybe next time around we'll have an opportunity, especially if Norris cannot close that gap up to Tsunoda. Look, nearly a second made up by Hamilton on Norris there last time around. Norris seemed to have a really big issue into turn... Well, yeah, he was very slow, nearly half a second in the middle sector. He had a little bit of a wobble somewhere, which is where Hamilton was then able to make up that deficit on him. So keep an eye on that battle there. Maybe Hamilton will be able to close the gap. I mean, they're on the same level of tyres in regards to 20 laps completed. And he's staying within it. And Norris has regained the DRS from Tsunoda, so that may be saving grace. Depends whether or not if Hamilton can stay up close, less than half a second behind the McLaren. I feel like that's how close he needs to be to really make that overtake down into T1, or at least have an opportunity, especially with Norris having the DRS. So let's see, half a second. Both going to have DRS, so this could be interesting between Hamilton and Norris down into T1. No, he's just lost a bit of time there with the dirty air through turn 14. Not enough. As Tsunoda makes an overtake into turn 1 on Zhou. Well, they're side by side here. And Tsunoda gets the position from Zhou through turn 1, which has now allowed Norris to really close up, and Hamilton close up behind Zhou there on the medium compound tyre. Morning, Timo. Good to see you, buddy. What happened at the start of the race? Whew. Rain happened. A lot of rain happened. And yeah, it was... A bunch of guys came in and pitted straight away at the end of the first lap, which is why Perez is up in P2. Alonso as well did, as well as Gasly. Some of them stayed out, and then there's been a safety car due to Logan Sargent, which has bunched the field up and helped a few guys, to be honest, because those who stayed out on the soft compound tyre, like Albon, who is just 30 laps on the softs, Albon is doing brilliant on those tyres and still doing 16s, low 16s. Ridiculous. He's been on those since the start of the race. The only guy not to make a pit stop. He really is a tyre whisperer, Albon. He's really good on tyres. And yeah, that's benefited him. The 16-1 last time around. Albon in the groove here. Hopefully he can, even if he finished P6 right, I mean, hopefully he can get a P5. If he can get a top 5, that'd be an unbelievable performance for Williams and Albon this week. Really raising his stock. Do I think Hamilton will come in the points? Well, he's only one position away. I think so. Yeah, his car seems to be, not, I wouldn't say coming alive, but he seems to be a bit more comfortable in the car now than he did at the start of the race. He started on a medium compound tyre, which was a very bizarre decision by Mercedes. They were the only team to not start on the softs. The rain came in almost instantly. They kept him out on the medium compound for 2 laps longer than he needed to. So he lost a lot of positions. That's the same with Norris. Norris stayed out for 4 laps there on the softs at the beginning until he went on to the intermediates, where he lost a lot of time. So Mercedes just, yeah, absolutely bottled it really with their strategy early on. How's Norris looking? Well, he's up into P9 at the moment. Probably he's not getting close enough to Tsunoda at the moment. Tsunoda seems to have just enough. But as I say that, again, hang on. Oh, so Leclerc, as Hamilton gets past Zhou into T1, Piastri not far behind as well. So just had reported by Leclerc's engineer 10 minutes until rain appears again, or at least light drops is what they're reporting. Whew, 33 laps. Do you know we're not even halfway through this race yet? How are we only not even halfway through this race? I feel like it's been going on forever. This is a long old race. Jesus. We've got 3 more laps until we're halfway through this race. My God. Yeah, normally it does come to life at the end of the race. So we'll see. Oh God! So you know, Verstappen came in before Perez. So they're just reporting on Sky that as Piastri gets past Zhou into T1, and Norris still stuck behind Tsunoda. So Norris, even though he set a fastest last sector there, so Tsunoda doing a great job in holding off the McLaren so far. Verstappen came in ahead of Verstappen when they made the pit stop earlier on. Normally, of course, the lead car would take priority and get the pit stop first. Now, Red Bull are reporting the reason why they brought Max in first was to cover off Alonso. Max came out 8 seconds ahead of Alonso when Alonso made his pit stop. And he did the undercut by 3 seconds on Perez. Make of that what you will, but to me, I think that's bullshit, and I think it is. I think it's pure favouritism there that they wanted to bring Max in first to regain him the lead after Perez made the early pit stop at the start of the race, which got him the lead from his own call by the looks of it, and of course it's Max's own home race as well. Look, you can argue that Max would have overtaken Perez anyway, but they kind of knew that the undercut would work, and therefore Sergio won't have to have the issue of their 2 drivers fighting on track, or at least Max having to overtake Perez on the track. So lagging a lot. Am I lagging now? Hang on. Am I lagging? I don't know why I'm lagging. Why is it lagging, man? Hang on. Hopefully the stream sorted itself out and it's in better condition now, guys. I've had a few issues with my internet today, I think. Just with speed. Right, how's that, guys? Everything back in working order? Or does it keep lagging still? Seems good now, yeah? Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, I was just... I mean, I'm using a VPN as well, which probably has an impact, but I have to use a VPN to try and I'm hoping to avoid like any fake copyrights and stuff. So how's Albon? Well, Albon is reporting that his tyres are starting to suffer a bit. I was thrown into another live F1 stream here on YouTube. My hands weren't even on the PC. What the heck? How dare it chuck you into another F1 stream? Yeah, I've noticed the followers of the viewership has just dropped. I think I've got issues with stuff loading, to be fair, right now. Yeah, no, I think because I think because it had stopped and started because I had the lagging issues, it's probably gone like, you know how like if you've got autoplay on, yeah, it probably sends you to another stream or another video or something because it deems that the stream has stopped. I'm hoping everything's okay now though. It seems to be running all right. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's alright. I think it's alright now. Yeah, I just got a massive drop. So on my graph, it shows like the viewership. So it was like continually up, up, and up. And normally I don't see a big drop off until until like the race finishes. And there's just a massive drop off where we went from 230 viewers to like 20, where we had issues with the stream. But now it's popping back up though. Everyone seems to be making their way back in now. So, what's happened to Stroll? He's shit. No, he's made a pit stop. So you can see there that he's on the soft compound tyre now, 4-lap old tyres. So he's lost a few positions, trying to do an undercut, I assume, on a number of the guys ahead, try and get in some clean air. At this circuit, it's really beneficial to come out into some clean air because you're able to run probably easily a second quicker per lap, probably a second and a half, especially on new tyres, probably even more so than that. Problem for Stroll is that he might catch up to Magnussen pretty quickly, who is now on the medium tyre. But you can see Joe there has actually set the fastest middle sector, who is in clean air, fastest middle sector of the race. So that's faster than Verstappen. Obviously, he's on brand new tyres, but because he's in clean air as well, really, really beneficial for him. So keep an eye out on Joe's time here. He might actually set the fastest lap of the race. Let's have a look. 15.4. So 15.4 for Zhou there, much quicker than he was before. I mean, look at the guys ahead of him doing 16.3s, 16.4, so it's easily a second quicker than those ahead of him. 2 seconds a lap quicker than Leclerc, who is actually having a fight with Lawson. Lawson actually went side by side with Leclerc there through turn 1, 2, and turn 2. So Lawson getting his... I bet that was something he did not envisage this weekend, that he would be going side by side, wheel to wheel with the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Brilliant for Lawson. Big talent for the future, in my opinion. And Lawson could overtake Leclerc here down into turn 11. Is he going to have an opportunity? Is he going to make the move on the medium compound tyre? And he does. Has Leclerc got damage? Has Leclerc taken a hit at some point during this race? Not sure. Chuck you off the stream too. Yeah, it's because it deemed that the stream had stopped. So there was probably enough of a stoppage in the stream that it sent you to like autoplay the next video or the next stream. So can Elman go softs and stay on them till the end with it being a wet start? No, because even though you still have to be deemed to have used more than one compound of tyre. So great move by Liam Lawson. It only seems to be British EU watch-along streams that have copyright issues. It actually only seems to be British streams. That's why I'm using a VPN today. I'm using a VPN because so we got the copyright strike last week or last stream. I appealed it, got it removed. We discussed this yesterday, but in short, what happens is that YouTube's bot automatically picks up that you are using F1 content. They go onto every YouTuber has a copyright tab in their YouTube studio where you can go onto that, and the YouTube bot will give you a list of videos or streams that it detects is using your content. So that's what it does for F1. Whoever's running the F1 page literally just goes through that and removes every single stream or video that comes up as copyright, or the YouTube bot has flagged up as copyright. Now what that does, unfortunately, it doesn't just remove the video, it also gives you a blanket copyright strike, which is wrong in my opinion. So I had to appeal it. I appealed it. There was no response in 10 days, business days, and I got the copyright strike removed. Now, what I believe, there's channels out there with a much larger subscriber count, with a much larger viewership than me, and they will happily have no issues with copyright takedowns and stuff. And I think it's because of the region that they are streaming from. There's different copyright issues, or the bot flags it up in different countries as copyright. So I think in the UK, the bot, Leclerc's retired. I think the bot in the UK, the copyright bot, is very harsh and flags anything, even though it's fair use, as copyright, and they remove it. So I'm using a VPN today to be from a different region, which hopefully we don't have those issues. And I think that was probably why the internet had a bit of an issue earlier, because I'm using that. So, but yeah, anyway, that's that, just for your guys' information. So Norris has made a pit stop and is out on fresh, soft compound tyres. Let's see what he can do in a bit of clean air. Hamilton now up into 8th position, 33 lap old soft tyres on the back of Tsunoda now. Let's see if Hamilton can get past Tsunoda, because Norris was struggling. Let's see what occurs here. So Tsunoda had been doing very well last time around at 16.5, exactly the same lap time as Hamilton. The AlphaTauri seems to come alive here this weekend. Alonso, fastest lap of the race, first sector of the race last time around, 25.5. So Alonso just trying to kind of secure a podium here, really. But Gasly, I think, could have a good opportunity at a podium. All depends on when they want to pit him again. So we'll see when can Gasly make an undercut happen. How many seconds? He's only 2.5 seconds behind. The undercut is powerful here. So maybe Gasly could do the undercut. And Sainz, who is out on a fresh set of soft compound tyres, 14.9 last time around. Yeah, he's not going to make 2.5 seconds up, is he, in one lap? Because if Gasly pits, then Alonso can respond the next lap. But Norris there. Let's keep an eye on Norris. Fastest middle and second sector out of the pits. So let's see if he can do that again. But he is catching up onto the back of Ocon, who is out of the pit lane. Let's see if he can catch up and overtake that Alpine. But I expect him to kind of breeze past Ocon. It seems to have come alive on those new tyres. Maybe the Alpine will as well. It's been a bit of a... it's been a very topsy-turvy race, to be perfectly honest with you. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, anyone who got moved to a different stream or a different video. We're back. If you can hit the like button, guys. Can we get to 100 likes? Come on. It's 44 likes in the stream so far. Hit the like button. It helps push the channel. Helps push these streams. I'll be streaming later on as well. I'll be doing my own 100% race here at Zandvoort, an iRacing special event that runs in tandem with the Real Life F1 series. Hoping to not crash like I did yesterday. I did a Logan Sargent yesterday. So Zhou about to overtake Lawson down into T1. Lawson on 27 lap old mediums compared to much fresher, newer softs of Zhou. Easy overtake from him. So, oh, hang on a second. So, okay, sorry, I'm getting confused. So, Bottas was ahead of Ocon, and Ocon overtook Bottas, and now Norris is on the back of him. I thought Bottas had overtaken Norris. I was like, that's bizarre. So, fastest lap from Norris last time around. Very, very quick. 14.9. So, George Russell now. This is where, obviously, him trying to go to the end of the race. He can't take hard compound tyres. Surely he can't take the hards. 50 laps. He can't. He can't do it, surely. So, Hamilton in the pits now. Hamilton in the pits. Is Piastri still going? So, Piastri is on the back of Sainz? Or did Sainz just overtake Piastri? So, Hamilton coming out behind Bottas and Norris. And Norris has been able to make up. By Hamilton staying out a little bit longer there, Hamilton has lost out on 5 seconds. 4 seconds, I'd say. He's 5 seconds behind Norris now, where he was on the back of him. So that shows how powerful just pitting a little bit earlier is for you. I think they'll be able to say, if there's no more rain, they'll be able to take these soft tyres to the end, because they're saying that the soft tyres are lasting 10 laps longer than they was expecting. I mean, look, everyone in the middle stint, where they've got higher fuel loads, everyone is on 35, 36, 35 laps at the moment. So easily able to take those quite long. Perez obviously has come into the pits. Let's see what Perez can do on his first timed lap. And his first sector, surely he's got set purple. Surely he's got set purple. Go on. Where is it? Hamilton setting purple in the second sector on his outlap. Bit slower in the last sector though. Hamilton all over the back of Gasly. Is he going to actually have a move on Gasly through turn 6? Is he? Is he going to have a move? Gasly is out of the pits. Oh no, it's George Russell, sorry. That's George Russell. All over the gaff at the moment. Apologies, guys. So Perez is only green. Perez is only green in the first and second sector on his first timed lap on this set of soft tyres. So he isn't purple in any of them, which is interesting. So Piastri is on the interesting. So Piastri is on the mediums. So so even though that's an interesting one, you don't see that very often. No purple middle sectors by Perez, yet the fastest lap of the race. You don't see that very often, guys. So Lando Norris all over the back of Hülkenberg. This should be an easy overtake for him on Hülkenberg, who's on 30 lap medium tyres. DRS open. But, when he does get past him, Hülkenberg was benefiting there, I think, from DRS from Ocon. So Norris had to get that done on the brakes there into turn 1 with the fresher tyres. Piastri also breezing past Zhou into the first corner. Interesting that he's gone onto the medium tyres to the end and not the softs. So maybe did they not think that the softs could go to the end of the race? I mean, how many soft compound tyres did he have? Let me have a quick look. So Piastri had 2 brand new set of soft tyres available to him. He's used them both already. So he had, I suppose he had to go to the medium compound because he has to use 2 different compound of tyres. So yeah, he's having to use the brand new set of mediums to the end of the race. Because he'd used those softs. I thought he'd went on to the intermediates earlier. He was one of those who stayed out on the slicks. So Alonso into the pits now. Whereas Alonso going to come out on? Sainz has actually done the undercut on Alonso. But of course, Alonso is going to have much fresher tyres. Or what's that? 7 lap fresher tyres or 8 lap fresher tyres compared to that of Carlos Sainz. So maybe Alonso will be able to catch up with Sainz and overtake him. But he's got Tsunoda in the way of him now, who's on 30 38 old lap soft compound tyres. Interesting there that Piastri did a 14, mid 14 with the medium. And apparently, Alonso had a bit of an issue, an 8.9 second stop, which is why he's come out behind Tsunoda. That's why Sainz was able to get so far ahead of Alonso there. Woo! Right, Verstappen in the pit lane. Yeah, horrific front left for Alonso. That's why he's behind Tsunoda, but he should be able to get past, and he's getting past Tsunoda into turn 11. He does. Gets past Tsunoda into turn 11. Surely Tsunoda's got to come into the pits now. 38 old lap soft tyres. But yeah, sorry, interestingly, Piastri did a 14.68 last time around on the medium compound tyres. Let's see what, that's obviously the fastest those tyres are going to be. Let's see what he does this time around. So, coming around the last corner, Hamilton 14.7. So, I mean, to put it in comparison, he was faster on a harder compound tyre than Hamilton last lap. 14.7, a 14.8, so only a tenth in it. So yeah, maybe the medium compound tyre will be good, but towards the end of the race, and Piastri might make up a few positions. But Gasly on the back of Tsunoda. Gasly going really well at the moment. Alonso fastest first sector. So yeah, he's already caught up. He's already made up considerable amount of time on Sainz there. Wow. 1.4 seconds up on, only behind Sainz now. Flying, Alonso. Absolutely flying. He wants that podium. Surely we've got more rain coming. Surely there's another spanner in the works here, guys. Surely. Let's see. Surely there's another spanner in the works. 14.1 from Alonso. 1.2 seconds faster last lap around on Sainz. Possible rain in 15 minutes. Come on. Come on. Possible rain in 15 minutes. Who wants to see rain? Let me know in chat. Who wants to see rain? Do you want to see rain? Come on. Bring on the rain, guys. Bring on the rain. Alonso's absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. Look, he's all over the back. Fastest first sector. And he didn't have DRS, bearing in mind as well. He didn't have DRS. 13.9 from Verstappen, though. Oh, there's a... There's a big old... I just showed the radar of one of the F1 teams. And there's a big old red/yellow splodge on the screen that is heading in a direct path over the track. Come on! Come on! Bring on the rain. So Alonso now, in all of that, Alonso breezed past Carlos Sainz and is now up into P3. Let's take stock. I feel like I need to take stock of this race. So Verstappen, the two Red Bulls are first and second. Alonso third. Sainz is fourth. Gasly fifth. 2.6 seconds behind Carlos Sainz. Russell on the hard compound tyre is in sixth place, doing 15 threes. I mean, Russell going really well on the hard compound tyre here, by the way. Not that much slower than guys who are on much quicker, faster, soft compound tyres. Quicker, faster, it's the same thing. Sorry, I meant younger and supposedly quicker soft compound tyres. Tsunoda doing really well in seventh. 41 laps on the softs. What? About to be overtaken by Albon, though. Is he going to come into the pits? Surely he's going to come into the pits. Or maybe he's holding out for the rain. Maybe Tsunoda's just holding out for the rain. But Albon up into P7. Go on, my boy. Go on. Go on, the Bono. Ocon in ninth position. Norris 10th, Hamilton 11th, Piastri 12th. Norris on the back of that train now of Ocon, Tsunoda. Then we've got Zhou back there with Stroll. I'm trying to trace him down. Magnussen and Hulkenberg. Not too great from there. Magnussen's had a very up and down race, starting from the back of the grid in the pit lane, actually. Bottas in 17th. And then Lawson now at the back, just trying to bring it home. He even said before the race, I just want to make it to the end of the race today. Just more about testing. This is a testing session for me. I want to bring it home. I want to learn about the car, what it can do. And then I think it's been confirmed he's racing at Monza next week, because obviously it's too quick of a turnaround for Danny Ricciardo to race in Monza. But Hamilton, wow, where has Hamilton made up that time? So with Norris getting caught in that train of Ocon and Tsunoda there, this has allowed Hamilton to really close up the gap. Look at that. Hamilton last time around. This is what clean air can do for you guys. Hamilton last time around, who was about 5 seconds behind. 1:14.6 last time around. Norris held up in the traffic of Tsunoda and Ocon, although Ocon's just got past Tsunoda, a 1:16.7. So a 2-second difference there by Hamilton and Norris last lap. And that's just allowed him to close the gap. And Hamilton is now in the DRS of Norris. So Norris, while he wants to overtake Tsunoda, also needs to be looking in his mirrors, because Hamilton, who is on much fresher soft compound tyres, could be all over him here. So Red Bull have said 10 laps from the end, we are going to be seeing rain. 10 laps from the end. So that is 8 laps. Now we will be seeing rain coming in. So, Hamilton's made a move on Norris down into the chicane. Hamilton definitely went for a move on Norris down into the chicane there. They were side by side, I'm pretty sure of it, because Norris has dropped back a little bit from Tsunoda. And Hamilton, I think Hamilton could get Norris here. He's 3 tenths behind Norris. This could be almost 3 wide down into the first corner. Hamilton going to get past Tsunoda down into the first corner. Surely he's got to swoop round the outside and try and get past him into turn 3. And he does. Tsunoda loses 2 positions into the first corner. And that's not really what Norris wanted, because Hamilton is now going to be breathing all down his neck. And Norris doesn't have the DRS from Ocon in front. But Norris does have clean air in front of him. That might benefit him to build that gap just enough to keep Hamilton behind. But I think Hamilton's got enough grip here on those tyres, which are all 6 laps newer than Norris. So keep an eye on that battle there. That's closest at the moment. But as we say that, Gasly has also closed the gap on Sainz, also in the DRS now of Carlos Sainz. He's about 3 tenths a lap quicker. Let's see if Sainz is able to hold off Gasly here. Let's see, Gasly 0.7 there behind Sainz. I'm not sure if that's enough. Is the DRS that powerful enough for him to get past Sainz down into the first corner? Sainz holding him off, and Alonso with a 13.8 there. Now, guys, we are being reported by Alonso's engineer that when the rain comes, it is going to be heavier than it was at the start of the race. This race ain't over yet, guys. Buckle your seatbelts. We are in for a very, very entertaining end of this race. That is for sure. UK's front wing damage contact. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Woo. Tsunoda comeback. Maybe. Albon's got past Russell. Well done, Albon. Well done, Albon. But yeah, this race is not over and done with whatsoever. We could see people, if the rain comes down very quickly, we could see what we had at the start of the race, guys, where we had those ones who get... I mean, look at the field spread. The field spread is very wide here. It could be that, look, if you miss the pit stop or go past the pit stop while that rain chucks it down heavily, you could just be trudging around, just trying to trickle it into the pit stops and not make sure, just stay on the black stuff. And those who are fortunate enough to catch, obviously the the pit stop onto the tyres, wet tyres, intermediate tyres, however hard it comes down. Yeah, it could really change up the positions again. Even though it is a short lap round there, it is a treacherous lap in the rain. So he's holding fingers for Verstappen slap. Well, he's 9 seconds ahead of his teammate at the moment, who benefited from the rain at the start of the race. But he was the first one to make that pit stop, the first one into the pit lane, onto the intermediates. But Albon P6, yeah, unbelievable. Really, really good from him. Oh, pardon me. Really, really good from him. Oh, hang on. Verstappen asking, is it going to be extreme tyre or inter? And they went, it's a bit difficult to say. So we'll see. We'll see. Artemis and Mike, thank you for the sub, by the way, guys. Just cashing out some subs there. And if you have subbed in the meantime and it hasn't come up as an alert, if you don't have your subscriptions as public, YouTube won't show up as an alert. But yeah, if you have subscribed, big thank you, guys. If you can hit the like button, get us over to 100 likes. Oh, God, I need 46 more likes. 45 more likes. There's over 200 of you in here. Surely there's 45 of you in here who have subscribed, who haven't hit the like button. Woo. So, right, let's have a look. So Hamilton, oh, sorry, in all of this, in all of me just chatting and waffling on as I do, Hamilton has got past Norris and got past Ocon. Who was it who said earlier the Mercedes? Oh, who says the Mercedes comes alive on lighter fuel load? Someone said it. Someone said it. I can't remember who it was. And that's definitely the case here, because the 13.96 by Hamilton last time around. He's going to be ahead of his teammate any second now. Could be even as close as this lap, because he's got the grip. He's got DRS on his teammate. I don't think George is going to let this up easy, even though he's on the hard compound tyre. But Lewis made an easy overtake on Ocon down into T1. Supreme on that lighter fuel load. Is Hamilton going to get past Russell here down into T1? Oh, surely there's got to be a little bit of team orders here just to say Hamilton is on the quicker tyre. Oh, no. Russell holding Hamilton up. I mean, whew, no love lost between those two. It was you, You want McLaren to do better? Yeah, it's been... They cocked up earlier. They cocked up. They kept Norris out too long on the soft tyres. They didn't bring Piastri in onto the intermediates whatsoever. Gasly all over the back of Sainz. They've already gone side by side a couple of times already down into T1. So is Russell going to let Hamilton past here? He does. He lifts off and he lets Hamilton past into turn 11 so that Hamilton can make the benefit of those soft compound tyres and chase down Albon. Can he catch up to the back of Albon before this rain comes into play? Oh, George Russell apparently almost lost it down through turn 6 I'm watching on the TV coverage now. So he managed to save it. Oh my God. Apparently they're saying, how did he catch that? That was a massive, massive wobble by Russell. Nearly binned it down through turn 7. And then let Hamilton go through. So Albon, last time around, did a 14.4 compared to Hamilton's 1:15.6, but we know that that was a lap where he was held up behind George Russell. So let's see how much of a gap can... let's keep an eye on that interval between Albon and Hamilton. 3.4 seconds at the moment. And Gasly has got past Carlos Sainz there as well. So Gasly really, really well today. Performing really well. Up 8 positions. Really, really great drive from him. But the McLaren seem to have dropped off in pace dramatically at the moment. Norris 15.0. Perez is in the pits. Perez in the pits. Why is Perez in the pits? Why is Perez in the pits? Has the rain come down that quick? So it is quite evidently pissing down with rain, as we Brits like to say. And you can see that those guys are definitely in the pit lane, coming in for their wet tyres. Ocon continues. Albon has continued. Not the McLarens are in. This is it, guys. Change over to the intermediate tyres. Perez once again the first of those onto the intermediate tyres. Verstappen was already passed. How much is this going to affect Verstappen? How much is it raining? Seems like Verstappen is okay at the moment. He's carrying enough speed, so he's not going to lose the lead. But those who have stayed on the soft compound tyre, like Albon, like Ocon, are they going to lose a lot of positions here from this changeover? Let's see. But it is most definitely straight onto the intermediate tyres. No one mucking around now. And Norris has got ahead of Russell because Mercedes had to do that double stack. So Russell has lost out on the position there to Norris. And Piastri has also dropped further back as well because of the double stack by McLaren. So, let's see. Albon, look how slow Albon is going. Albon staying out on those slick tyres for an extra lap. And Perez has caught up dramatically. DRS has been disabled. Ocon trudging around as well. Also about to be caught by his teammate Gasly, who was pitted for the intermediates. Verstappen quite fortunate there that he was far enough ahead and around the circuit to not stay on those soft compound tyres longer than he needed to. But Alonso has caught up a little bit to Perez there. Maybe. Can't see the new tyres, Colin. It does. The new tyres is on the left-hand side. So the older tyres move along and the newer tyres are on the left-hand side. So that is what they are currently running at this moment in time. So if I was to move this over, these are all the tyres that they've used. The newer tyre, this very, very heavy rain is what Ocon is reporting. So Ocon's gone to the full wets. Is this a masterstroke by the Alpine team? Do they think the intermediates might not be beneficial? We do know that the intermediate tyre and the wet tyre, in some instances, the intermediate has been the quicker tyre. But they think it's going to be, the Alpines think it's going to be that heavy that they have put him onto the extreme wets. We haven't seen that at all this season. So let's see. Are these intermediate? There's only 10 laps remaining. How heavy is it going to come down? Is the intermediates not going to be enough? Let's see. Albon lost a couple of positions there by staying out longer than they needed to. I don't know why he went past the pit lane. And then Perez is off. Perez has spun down into T1. Perez is continuing, but he's spun and Alonso is into P2. Whoa! What has happened there? Is it raining that heavy that intermediates aren't enough, as we just said? I'm waiting for the TV coverage to catch up, but Perez has most definitely spun there into T1, or at least had an off. Maybe he's gone long, but he's still able to go. There's no barriers there really for him to go into unless he went way off. But yes, Ocon is replying, this is the worst decision. Yep, so Perez did go straight on, had to turn around. He nearly hit the barrier. It looked like he very nearly hit the barrier. I think he's okay. But it is very, very... And it's a double yellow. Zhou and Bottas. Oh, no. This is extreme wets. Verstappen into the pits. And there's a virtual safety car deployed. It's full wets. Definitely full wets. Apparently, Perez's rear wing is broken. So just watching the replay, he locked up dramatically down into the first corner, spun it round. He slightly touched the rear. He slightly touched the barrier. But let's have a look. I'm just trying to see if he got rear wing damage. His rear of his car touched the barrier. Did he pick up any damage? Think he's okay, but Zhou has gone where Perez exactly hit the barrier. Zhou has done exactly the same. So it's a virtual safety car and it's a red flag. We have a red flag. So of course it is towards the end of the race. If there was a safety car, of course it would mean that the race would end under safety car. Now, guys, a little bit of my opinion here. I think This is a relevant red flag. So obviously it is massively tipping down at the moment. Very, very wet conditions. But I think the reason this has been given a red flag is because they want the race to finish under racing conditions. Because that's going to take a bit of time for Zhou's car to be removed. And then also for those barriers to be sufficiently repaired and checked. So I think there's enough of laps remaining here that this is the correct call, in my opinion. Woo! Let's go, guys. Let's go. The barriers are screwed from Zhou. I doubt they could fix the barriers in time. It's exactly. And there'd be too many laps under the safety car. The race would definitely end under the safety car. Let's be honest, it would do so. But what an end to this race. We knew it was coming. I said to you it was going to be a good one. So let's take stock of, after all of that, let's take stock of the positions. So Verstappen in first, Alonso second, Gasly third, Sainz fourth, Hamilton, after really languishing at the back of the pack for the majority of the race, now in fifth place. Perez in sixth after he spin, a little nudge into the barriers. We have Norris in seventh, Russell eighth, Albon ninth, Piastri 10th, Ocon 11th, Tsunoda 12th, Stroll 13th, Hulkenberg 14th, Bottas 15th, Lawson 16th, Magnussen 17th, and Zhou 18th. Zhou is now at the back of the grid, man. Last one to pit onto the intermediate tyres. Yes, they are allowed to repair the cars under red flag, yeah. Yeah. But to be honest, like, it's... The thing is now is that what's going to happen now is that everyone's probably going to start the race standing start under wet conditions, which will be on the wets. And I mean, because I don't think the track is going to dry up enough. I mean, will they do? I mean, they should do a standing start under wet conditions. I hope they don't do safety car restart. If they do a safety car restart, it's ridiculous because it's just not going to be... It's just going to be like a train down into the first corner. Hot Ocon to the gamble in extreme, and then it's been negated with a red flag. Yeah, but the red flag isn't being brought out due to wet conditions. It's being brought out due to the crash. Oh wow, Lewis went off as well. Lewis went off into the gravel, but was able to get it going, take the escape road. Wow. They're all locking up there on the intermediate tyres. So it went to extreme wets pretty quickly. So it was a good call by Ocon, who... Hang on. I'm seeing someone in my chat, in my group chats on WhatsApp saying all this has done is show that we'll never see racing in extreme wets. Well, no, I disagree with that, because in this instance, the reason it's been red flag is because of the crash with Zhou, the fact that there's only 8 laps remaining, and they don't want the race to finish under a safety car. Woof. L plan. Did Gasly serve a 5-second time penalty? Has he been issued a 5-second time penalty? I don't know, has he? It's been a very chaotic race. It needs it though, personally, because let's be honest, there's only one overtaking opportunity around here. We've seen a couple of overtakes down into turn 3, but it's nothing that's really made me go, oh, they're side by side for X amount of corners, and it's like great racing. It's more about what's happened in the pits, whether people have made the right calls, have they been able to keep it on track. That's been very interesting. Yuki, what happened for penalties? I don't think there had been any penalties. Black and white flag for Magnussen for moving under braking. Black and white flag for Tsunoda, forcing another driver off the track. I don't think there's been any penalties dished out. Oh, 5-second time penalty for Gasly speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, so I don't... maybe he did serve his penalty. I think Gasly served his penalty, yeah. Must have done. There's been so many pit stops. They've had ample opportunity to serve it, haven't they? Guys, we're not at 100 likes yet. Come on. No, you can do it. 62. And if you're new to the channel and haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. Oh, bless me. What am I going to hit you for? Oh, so, right. No, I think Tsunoda, I don't know, maybe Tsunoda did get one. Tsunoda's down in 12th at the moment. What's going to be intriguing here? What's going to be intriguing here is whether they do a standing start or if they do a rolling start. I really hope they don't do a rolling start. Max will be hoping it's a rolling start because he'll be able to manage the pace under the restart. So order for restart: car number 1, car number 14, car number 11, 10, 55, 44. Why has it done it like that? I can't see what their car numbers are here. Alexander Albon, look. There were 8 laps remaining. Honestly, this is to whoever, but the reason why we voted all the drivers not to restart for these last 3 laps is exactly this. It's just going to be fucking carnage and a complete lottery who comes out on top. Albon absolutely throwing shade there. Not happy. Obviously, just think about it. I just need the tyres to work on lap 1, and I don't care if I hold on after that. Wow. I mean, yes, but I mean, it depends on what you want to see. I don't want to see arbitrary red flags and restarts of races. The Australia race was wrong, in my opinion. That race should have finished under the safety car because there was only a couple of laps remaining. But 8 laps is enough racing laps left, in my opinion, for there to be a restart. Because there's sufficient racing that can be done in 8 laps. 3 laps is very much a fucking shootout. 8 laps, I think, is a bit more... I think 8 laps is a bit more sufficient. I get why they're trying. I get why they're trying to do it. Oh, they're going to repair that pretty quickly. We'll see. I reckon this isn't going to be a standing start. I reckon this is going to be a rolling start. For that reason, I don't think they'll do a standing start. I hope it's a standing start. Because we're more likely to have someone other than Max win the race under a standing start. If it's a rolling start, I think Max just easily wins this and just breezes away because he's able to control the pace. So the reason why they've done it, Javier, is because it would have taken too many laps under the safety car for them to safely remove the car and repair the barrier. It most likely would have been 8, 9, it easily would have been over 8 laps under the safety car. Now, the reason why the reason why they've done that is because obviously they want the race to finish under a green flag. The reason why I think this is okay compared to Australia is because Australia literally it was like 2 laps. It was 2 laps of poxy racing, or 3 laps, which is ridiculous for a red flag to be thrown for something where it should really finish under the safety car. 8 laps is enough racing. There's enough racing left in the race for there to be a restart, in my opinion. Why is Perez restarting ahead of Gasly? He's not, is he? What car number is Perez? Unless he hasn't served his penalty, Gasly, but I think he has, so... Just watching the replay, Yuki Tsunoda down into T1. I'm sure he locked up as well. Yeah. Locked up, had to go through the gravel, did exactly what Lewis did. Took to the escape road. Cannot be standing start if the rain keeps up, but it looks like it's winding down a bit. Yeah, I think the rain has passed-ish now. They said it was only going to be for 15 minutes, but the rain would come down, so... Is Perez number 11, is he? Then Gasly hasn't taken his penalty then, has he? I don't think. No, I assume it's the penalty. So... Actually, yeah, why... Hang on. Lap 64. So Perez is going to go from 6th place to 3rd. So Hamilton is 5th. And he's going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, especially for like Sainz, who overtook Perez for making that mistake. So Perez is like... Oh. Oh, Max. Was that Max? Max hit the pit wall on entry. Max hit his front... Yeah, Max on his front right hit the pit wall on entry. Just... Oh my god, he hit the pit wall. Yeah, oh mate, Lawson is definitely going to remember his first ever F1 race, isn't he? To say the least. If you can bring it home in these conditions and in this race, you can bring it home in any race. No, Perez hit the wall down into T1. Verstappen hit the wall on pit entry. As it goes like right and left, it's not dead straight. He hit his front right, hit the wall. What if Stroll leaves next season and Aston bring back Vettel? I don't think Vettel would be coming back. I think Vettel's quite comfortable not being in F1. Will they restart? Yeah, they're going to be restarting the race, definitely. It's just how they're going to restart the race. Is it going to be a standing start? Is it going to be a rolling start? I've got a feeling it's going to be a rolling start because of the conditions and because of maybe what happened in Australia. Oof. Alonso win. It could be. And this is why Max will be wanting a rolling start. So Max will want a rolling start because he can control the pace. He can control when he goes. Under a standing start, there's a possibility of him wheel spinning, not getting a decent start. There's a possible of someone lunging, getting side by side and taking it to him around the outside or lunging on his inside. So there's so many more variables and so many more things he can be out of control or things that can go wrong under a standing start than there can be in a rolling start, even in wet conditions. What did you miss, Kak? The race has been far from a one-stopper like predicted, yeah? Most definitely. I'm actually having to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Max has actually used 6 different tyres in this race. People have actually used 6 different tyres. Crazy. An absolute crazy race. I don't normally have to drag this out this far. We'll bring it back to there because that's kind of all we really need to see. But Karun saying we could wait another hour until we restart this race. What? What's he been smoking? What is he smoking? Yeah. I mean, he did get a very good start at the start of this race. He aced it, so that was pretty good for him. Right. Crazy race, guys. Crazy race. Right, I actually need to go get my charger quickly and have a quick loo break. So before this race restarts. So yeah, just before I do quickly go and have that quick toilet break. The reason why there's been a red flag. So current status of the race. So obviously it started tipping down with rain. So much so that the intermediates very quickly were not the tyre of choice. It went to extreme wets in the space of probably 2 laps of the rain starting to come down. In that time, we saw Perez go into the barrier, but he was able to continue. Only a little bit of rear wing damage, I think. We also saw Hamilton go off into the gravel, Tsunoda go off into the gravel, but they was all able to continue. However, Guan Yu Zhou completely locked up, went straight on at turn 1 into the barriers, so his car needed to be recovered. The barriers needed to be replaced and checked in a safe manner. And because there was 8 to 9 laps at the time remaining when he crashed into the barrier, they've decided to red flag because there's not enough racing laps left, probably, under the safety car for them to remove the car and to repair those barriers. So obviously they wanted, F1 wants to finish under green flag. 8 racing laps left is enough, in my opinion, for them to call out that red flag. The 3 laps we saw in Australia was not good. It should have finished under a safety car there. But 8 laps is enough racing still remaining here. I mean, that's still 10 minutes, over 10 minutes worth of racing still left to be had in a Grand Prix. So I think that's sufficient for them. And now, obviously, all we're doing is we're waiting for the FIA to let us know when the race is going to restart and how it's going to restart. Is it going to restart via a standing start, as red flags have done in the past? Or because of the conditions, as we've seen in wet starts to a race, is it going to happen behind the safety car and then it's a rolling start? Not sure. So that's where we're currently at the moment. The order hasn't on screen been changed yet to reflect exactly how the race is going to restart. So Perez, all I can see from car numbers, knowing car numbers off the top of my head, I know that, as we've said, Perez is going to be starting from 3rd place. So everyone from Gasly, Hamilton and Sainz are going to move down a position because of that. But yeah, that's what we're currently just awaiting to see. Sun is starting to creep through the clouds, it seems, on the TV coverage. So we'll see. But it depends if there's going to be more rain on the way. There could be more rain on the way pretty quickly. Looks quite incremental weather conditions at the moment. So yeah, that's where we're at. That is where we're currently at. So I'm just going to go grab my phone charger, have a quick loo break, maybe grab some sweets as well. And then, yeah, we'll be back. And hopefully by the time I come back, which will be literally just a couple of minutes, we will have an update on when this race is going to restart. But all the drivers don't necessarily seem ready for an announcement anytime soon. they're all very much just sitting back and chilling at the moment. So, how many hours since the start of the race? Nearly 2 hours. Race started at 2 o'clock UK time. So we're nearly approaching the 2 hour mark since this race had started. So, right, back in a sec, guys. Don't think we're going to be very far from our 10-minute warning now. Everything looks like it's going in place of the rain, on the rain stopping, is what Liam Lawson's engineer just reported, as you can see there. Now. Praying for signal for Alonso win. Yeah, it depends. Kevin Magnussen. At the moment in time, there is no more information as to when the race might restart or even which tyre. Oh, hang on. Can't even hear me. At the moment, there's no more information as to when the race might restart or even when tyres will be allowed to use. So I'm hoping they're going to let us start on the inters because of the troubles they're going to have in the pit lane if they force everyone to do safety car, running plan, safety car, and full wets. But we'll see. Yeah. Thanks, Jamie. We don't know yet. We're waiting. We're waiting. I'm just reading the engineer transactions, radio transactions, just to find out when they're going to restart. The drivers are none the wiser at the moment. They reckon about 10 minutes. They think they might get a 10-minute warning. I think they're waiting for a gap in the weather. I'm looking at the TV coverage now. The sun is coming through. It's not raining. But I think they're waiting to see what the weather radar suggests, because as we just saw, we could get another cloud come over and it tip down again pretty quickly. And then we're in the same scenario again. They don't want people to be on the wrong tyre. So if they expect more rain to turn up, they'll get people to start on the full wet tyre. So yeah, we'll see. So apparently the reason why is because they're taking lap 64. They're taking the previous lap to when Perez lost those positions. So Perez is regaining third place, although he's not regaining second place from Alonso, which of course he did lose from that off. But yeah, hoping Max gets Fernando more into sim racing, especially as iRacing keeps getting more realistic. Fernando actually does a lot of sim racing. You'll be surprised, but he doesn't race. He doesn't race like the popular series. He races Formula V's quite a lot. Yeah, what else does he race? He mainly races like Formula V's quite a lot, believe it or not. I think he races with Alex Palou quite a bit, who's obviously a McLaren Arrow driver. Well, is he a McLaren Arrow driver now, or he was a McLaren Arrow driver? I can't remember where he went to. I think he left McLaren Arrow, didn't he? We're waiting to see. I mean, I'm listening to the TV commentary now. Ant Davison is just going, get them out there. Get them out there. Why are they waiting around so long? So they're saying there's 15 minutes. They've got a break in the rain now, is what Liam Lawson's engineer just reported. There's a break in the rain. There's 15 minutes until the next one. Well, why not get them out there now? The track is drying up already. Easy for intermediates. Get them restarted. The race will be finished before the next lot of rain comes in. Why are they so... Annoys me. Annoys me, the FIA sometimes. They're 20 of the best drivers in the world. Oh, well, 17 now, because 3 of them are out. But why are they not allowed to race in the rain anymore? Or in the wet? Like, we're only ever going to see dry condition races anymore. Ridiculous. Formula V. Yes, he races Formula V quite a bit. I don't know if he's raced recently. But yeah, when he was on iRacing, that's what he used to do quite a bit of. Right. Let's run a poll. Let's run a poll. So the Dutch fans, got to give it to them. They're brilliant. I'm the new race director. Just fucking get out there and race. You don't get this sort of commentary and opinions on Sky. Who's going to win? Excluding Max. Max not included. Don't say in chat now. I'm putting a poll up. Oh. I think Gasly's been very good, you know. Gasly's been very good today. Right. There we go. It's pretty much the 4 behind Verstappen. Oh, actually, I forgot Perez. But I don't know. Something says to me that Perez won't win if Verstappen's not there. Almost every race weekend, you're asking yourself, why do you like this sport? Can you believe Zhou was P2 at one point and now... Yeah, that's F1 though. That's F1. Obviously, it's been a choppy and changey race. I mean, Max has been on 6 different compounds of tyre today. 6 different tyres he's been on today. So oh no, am I lagging out again? Or is it alright? Is the stream bugging out a bit? Or is it alright? I know I missed Perez. I know. I realised as soon as I said click poll. Bear with it, guys. Bear with the stream. We're having a little bit of a lag in the stream, I think. If you think Perez, put Perez in the chat. I miss Perez. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I can't have 5. I can only have 4. Yeah, sorry guys. Give me a second. I'm trying to sort it out. Hopefully that's a bit better. I've changed. I've changed something. So if you try and refresh the stream, guys. If you're having issues with buffering, hopefully it's sorted itself out now. Just let me know. I've changed the server I'm linking in from, so yeah, not long. 8 minutes to go. 8 or 6 minutes till we leave the pit lane is what they're saying. So it is use of intermediate tyres is mandatory. So everyone has to start on intermediate. So they want to avoid obviously that rush into the pit lane of everyone changing over to wets and what we see in the sprint race like at Spa. Right. Not long to go. Not long to go. If you can hit the like button. 24 likes until we hit 100 likes. Come on, we can do it. I'll even like my own stream because stream beats by Harris Heller, yeah. Oh, not long to go. See you. Right. What was the... I'm just going to check on some football scores while I'm here. Rolling start. Ah! Honestly, what is the point? I mean, there could be some lockups down into T1, maybe, but I don't expect it. I don't expect it. All right. Come on. Ooh, Jesus, it's a bit low. Shows talking. All right, let's see what people are saying. So, into tyre. Just confirm it'll be 2 laps behind the safety car, and then we'll have a rolling start. That's what George is asking. So we'll have 6 racing laps then. Is that right? I'm guessing that we'll have 6 racing laps. We'll see. We'll see. Track clear. Safety car will stay out for 2 laps. So we'll have 6 laps of racing. Not long. They said on the out. They said quarter past, didn't they? So we've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes until they go out. No, Ghosts. I know, I just saw Man City won. Damn it. Right. Who were they playing? Sheffield United away from home. Yeah, I think they won. They won 2-1. Rodri scored in like the 85th something minute. Such a good player, that Rodri. Such a good player. Right, guys, here we are. Coming to the end of this Grand Prix. Over 2 hours and 12 minutes later thus far since it started. We are about to have a 6-lap shootout. Well, rolling start. I say shootout, rolling start. On intermediate tyres. Rolling start under the safety car. So 2 laps. So it says 8. 2 laps under the safety car with 6 racing laps remaining. I assume. I don't... Maybe it is 8 racing laps. I think the counter goes down. And then there's 6 racing laps because they can't refuel the car. So from the start of the race, unless they've been allowed to add 2 more laps of fuel, I don't know. But everyone is restarting on the intermediate tyres. So yeah, we won't see any shenanigans with people diving into the pit lane off of the wet tyres onto the intermediates. That's the reason why they're starting on the inters. The race director has allowed that to happen. Normally it doesn't. So yeah, that's to avoid any of those pit lane shenanigans for safety reasons and stuff. But yeah, let's see. The track is not raining. The track is wet. Will we see any lockups down into the first corner? Will we see some lunges? Obviously, it's an opportunity for some guys to make up some positions and recover their races. The likes of the McLarens, as an example. Hamilton to try and sneak a podium. Yeah, let's see. F1 not good with rolling starts and he's spot us. Oh, nice one, Zed. Verstappen. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. So they're going round the track to clear some water. This is what they're allowed to do. So it's like a sighting lap. So I don't know why certain drivers are able to do it and certain others aren't. Maybe that was to rejig the order. Probably I reckon that's probably to rejig the order for cars that were out of position. So yeah, that's what that was for. So right, so here we go, guys. The safety car is out. We now have 2 laps behind the safety car, then the race will restart. So the starting order for this race is Verstappen is P1, Alonso is 2nd, Perez 3rd, Gasly 4th, Sainz 5th, Hamilton in 6th, Norris 7th, Russell 8th, Albon 9th, Piastri 10th, Ocon 11th, Tsunoda 12th, Stroll 13th, Hulkenberg 14th, Bottas 15th, Lawson 16th, and Magnussen 17th here. So obviously for Verstappen, he's going to be able to control the pace of this restart. It is his best scenario this for a restart. A standing start he most definitely wouldn't have wanted because there's too many variables for him not to control and things that could go wrong. Obviously he's been pretty dominant today. Expect to see him to lead into the first corner and then drive away with the win in this race. But obviously wet conditions, anything can happen. A slight lockup, tyres not up to temperature. You've got a feisty Alonso behind you who can sniff a potential win here today, maybe. So yeah, we will see. Hamilton has done very well to claw his way back to a 6th place, actually. Norris looking to recover what has been a poor race for him today. The McLarens completely ballsed up their strategy at the start, not coming in on the inters soon enough with Norris, and then not bringing Piastri in on the inters at all. And they've just been trying to recover and then lost a lot of pace in the last stint, it seemed, on the soft tyres. So they've got an opportunity here to recover, as well as George Russell. Albon, a bit of a shame really, but he's in 9th. Could have been finishing near, well, probably a couple of places higher at the moment. That's not to say he can't. And then everyone kind of further down, Ocon, Tsunoda, maybe even Stroll sniff an opportunity at a points finish. So yeah, lots of things still could happen here on this restart, guys. So but if you're new to the channel and you're new to the stream, or if you're just returning, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back here for Monza next week as well. So had a 3-week break, and now we're back with 2 races in 2 weeks. Is it a triple header this week? We on a triple header, or is it just 2 races in a row? I can't remember the exact order of the calendar. So we have this lap. So 8 minutes to some very light rain is what Alonso's engineer is reporting. So the safety car, I think, is in this lap. Is it in this lap? No, maybe. I think it's next lap. So it's two laps under. Okay, so we'll actually get. Yes, yeah. Safety cars will enter the pits this lap, so we'll get 6 racing laps, guys. Here we are. We're about to restart this race. Let's see what happens. Are we in for some more drama? There's been lots of drama this race already with the weather conditions. Surely with 6 laps remaining, we're still in store for some more. All the drivers complaining that these slow laps are dropping the tyre temperatures. So I reckon we'll see a couple of lockups into the first corner. Obviously, if the tyres aren't up to temperature and the brakes, it means the tyres are most likely to lock up. It's difficult under braking to make the corners. Let's see what occurs. So Max backing up the pack now as the safety car will come into the pit lane. We are ready for the restart of the Dutch Grand Prix. Let's go. After over 2 hours since this race started, we are finally coming to an end. Is there more to this story of this Dutch Grand Prix as Max is off? He has gone. Max is off. There we go. Alonso not as close behind him as he probably would have. Well, actually, no, he is quite tight there, but not enough to be able to close up to Max and overtake him down into T1. Hamilton all over the back of Sainz. Got a very good restart there, as well as George Russell behind, leading to turn 1, because now this should really be a formality for Verstappen, as he's already pulled out over a second lead on Alonso in just a couple of corners. Just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous he is in that car. But Russell has got ahead of Lando Norris there, and Russell now maybe eyeing up his own teammate as he makes his way through turn 7. Hamilton needs to get past Sainz pretty quickly if he wants an opportunity to get on the back of Gasly. But Perez having a go there at Alonso and has to pull back a little bit. But Alonso closed up a little bit there to Max. I think Max went a bit deep into turn 9, you know, and that's allowed Alonso to close up the gap. Of course, no DRS is allowed with these wet conditions. But that did seem like Verstappen went a bit deep there. So is Alonso going to be able to have an opportunity here at Verstappen? Maybe he's struggling with his tyre temperatures. 5-second time penalty for Perez speeding in the pit lane. So after being re-given third place, Perez has been given a 5-second 5-second time penalty. And Russell has had an incident. Russell is falling down the back of the pack. Russell has had a big issue. Has he got a puncture? Has he got a puncture? Because that is definitely him finishing dead last now. What has occurred there? I'm just trying to see. Or has he gone off? Let's see. I think he's reporting the car as puncture. Okay. I think he's got a puncture. Yeah, I think that's reading that he has picked up a puncture. So Alonso not letting Verstappen get away from him just so much. But come on, where's it going? It's showing Russell falling. Come on, where's George Russell on the TV coverage? Bloody hell, they are terrible, the TV directors, aren't they? Hamilton all over the back of Sainz, not yet able to overtake him. Albon closing up the gap on Norris as well, it seems. But George Russell back out. Not quite sure why they've put him back out into the race, because he's dead last with only 4 laps remaining, pretty much. 5 laps remaining. Russell saying, just reporting, I'm out. Still not sure. Did I buy the Alonso post? No, I didn't. No. What's he done? Come on, show me. What's he done? They've changed the tyres, and he's back out. So I just assume that what's occurred is he picked up a puncture. So Alonso 1 second behind Verstappen now. Gasly, this is helping Gasly, Sainz and Hamilton fighting here, because Gasly is able to pull out over a 2-second gap on Sainz. So Hamilton closing. Is he able to overtake that Ferrari without the assistance of DRS? He isn't at the moment. I think that might be a bit of a sticking block for him with only 4 laps remaining. Same for Norris on Hamilton and Piastri on Albon as well. So a little bit further down the grid, Tsunoda is all over the... Lawson is all over the back of Tsunoda, which is pretty good for him. Can he overtake his AlphaTauri teammate in his first race ever in F1 after being chucked in the car last minute? That would be something, wouldn't it? Kind of not deserved by Tsunoda. I think he's had a good race today, but... Just the story of this race, to be honest. Look at Lawson all over the back of him. All over the back of him. So it was Norris and Lando. It was Lando Norris and George Russell who came together. Just watching now. So they're going to the chicane. Lando Norris is on the outside. George Russell on the inside. They went side by side. Lando... Oh, mate, that is so harsh. There was the lightest of touches between Lando and George as they went through turn 11, the chicane, side by side, and that was enough to give George Russell a puncture, which is why he dropped really far down the pack here. So Hamilton as well, all the back over Sainz again, not able to stick it close enough out of the last corner to get a run on Sainz into turn 1, and Lando is ready to pounce. Lando also just... gonna be eyeing up Hamilton, so Hamilton's gonna be driving in one eye in his mirrors and one eye forward as well, as he is trying to attack Sainz. Verstappen pulling away 1.6 seconds now. Alonso half a second behind Perez, but can Perez with a 5-second time penalty. So Gasly just needs to stay within 5 seconds of Perez and he will have a podium position. So which would be a great result for Gasly. That would be 9 positions gained today if he's able to do that. Sainz struggling a little bit out of the slower turn 9 corner. Hamilton has got a run here. He's all over the back of Sainz. Is he able to get a run? No DRS again. I keep saying so, but it's so important. That Mercedes just not got the legs on the Ferrari in these wet conditions. He's 2 tenths behind. Now, this is where it's going to matter for Hamilton. Can he stay? I think really where he is now, 3 tenths behind Sainz, is where he needs to be to get a no DRS past Sainz into turn 1. At least an opportunity. This might be it for him. This might be an opportunity for Hamilton here. If he's got the battery turned up to get ahead of Sainz or side by side. No, Sainz just comfortably able to hold Hamilton off there. Maybe he's using the battery to help him defend there. Only 2 more laps remaining. Really only 2 more opportunities for Hamilton to get an opportunity to get a go at Sainz and try and sneak a P5 today. Albon doing really well, holding up Piastri there in 8th position. Really well deserved points position for Albon this weekend if he's able to hold on to that. Perez still over the back of Alonso. 6 tenths. Can't overtake Alonso without the DRS. Hamilton, can he make an... This was last time around, Sainz was really sketchy through this infield section. Is Hamilton able to capitalise here? Stay a bit closer to Sainz. Have a run maybe into turn 11? Doesn't seem so. Norris, once again, ready to pounce if either of them have a slight mistake or go side by side. Let's see if Hamilton has another opportunity here. He was 2 tenths, 3 tenths behind Sainz this time around last, and he wasn't able to get past him. But maybe Sainz used up his battery. So let's see. Let's see this time around. Is Hamilton gaining? Is Hamilton gaining? No, he just can't get past him. Can't get past him. Final lap. Well, that's it. Oh, that is it. I don't think Hamilton can't get past him. Hamilton can't get past him now. So Verstappen quite comfortably winning this race and going to win for the 3rd year in a row the Dutch Grand Prix, his home race, and the 9th in a row this season, equaling Sebastian Vettel's record of 9 wins in a row. Most likely going to make it 10 in Monza, let's be honest. So can Perez make a move? Gasly is going to be comfortably getting that podium position because he is only 2 seconds behind Perez. Perez might even lose a position to Sainz. Not sure. Whew. God, this TV is actually shocking. How do you not show an incident of a drop to driver from P7 to last? Oh, yeah, I don't know. To be honest. They almost need to do picture-in-picture, don't they? That's what they need to do with their TV direction. So, Hamilton not able to make a move on Sainz out of turn 12. And, well, Verstappen is your Dutch Grand Prix winner. And Alonso is able to hold on to P2. Perez finishes P3, but will lose that due to a 5-second time penalty to Gasly, who will finish in 3rd and a podium for him. Hamilton just stays ahead of Norris there at the end. They were almost side by side as they went across the line there. So Sainz 5th, Hamilton 6th, Norris 7th, Albon P8. Great weekend for Albon. Piastri in 9th. Ocon 6 positions gained up into 10th place. A good points haul for them this weekend, Alpine. Stroll 11th, Hulkenberg 12th. Lawson actually beating his teammate Tsunoda at the end of the day. Of course, safety car restart and stuff. Yeah, red flag. Papers over the cracks, really. Well, I say it's a bit not relative, shall we say. Still a great performance for Lawson, finishing 13th regardless of everything he had to deal with this weekend in this race. What a performance from him. I think he's definitely a star of the future, Lawson. Magnussen 14th, Bottas 15th. Tsunoda didn't deserve to finish 16th, in my opinion. I think he had a really good race today. Just outdone by, obviously, what's happened in this race with red flags and safety cars. And Russell, of course, having that incident with Norris. The light, I can't believe that touch gave him a puncture. That was the lightest of touches. If you get an opportunity to have a look back at it, guys, they went side by side for the chicane, Norris and Russell, and it was. I mean, you've seen bigger shunts with the front wing on tyres, and they've been fine. That gave him a puncture. I don't know how. Really don't know how. But did Max win? Yeah. Was it ever in doubt? But yeah, there we go, guys. That is your race for the Dutch Grand Prix. Zhou finished 18th after crashing in the rain in the changing conditions. Leclerc retired in 19th and Sargent in 20th after binning it big time earlier on. And there we go. That was an interesting race, guys. That was an interesting race. I must say so myself. Now, was it great wheel-to-wheel racing? Is another question entirely. But for the changing weather conditions, for the different amount of pit stops, it made for a good, entertaining race today. And that's what we want in F1. It is, once again, a little bit of a shame that it wasn't ever really in doubt that Max was not going to win this race. He always kind of comfortably had it in hand, especially after Red Bull kind of shafted Perez, I think, by pitting Max first and giving Max the opportunity to do the undercut on Perez, which he comfortably did. Yeah, but you can't fault the fact of it. This is what we're going to see. We've seen all season. It's what we're going to see for the rest of the season, and probably the most dominant ever season in F1. So, but yeah, no, thanks guys. Much appreciated to everyone who has tuned in today and stuck around. We've had a little bit of issues for obviously the stream, bit of teething issues. First time I'm using a VPN. So I think it was the server that I selected was a little bit up and down. But since I changed that, it seems to be working pretty well. And yeah, thanks everyone dropping by as always. Thank you guys, much appreciated. If you are new here, please hit the like button on your way out and subscribe. I know a number of you drop off after the race. But yeah, we'll be sticking around just to see what Twitter has to say. And then I'll be doing my own 100% Dutch Grand Prix later as well on iRacing's special F1 events that they have. So yeah, we'll be back next week for sure for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. The festival was not the festival. Is it they call it the Festival of Speed in Monza? I know we have our own Festival of Speed in the UK, but do they not have? Is that what they call it? The Festival of Speed there? Whatever. But no worries, Quincy. Zed, good to see you guys. Ram, good to see you. West Ham is second. I know. Shame we're not first. But yeah, so Max is, so your final, there we go, it's been updated. Your final podium positions are Max Verstappen in first place, Fernando Alonso in second, and Gasly in third. Perez loses that third place due to a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Sainz finished fifth, not too bad for him in the Ferrari, solid, consistent. Hamilton sixth after a very, very dodgy early part of the race. Some poor strategy calls from Mercedes, in my opinion. Norris just, once again, McLaren dropped the ball with strategy at the start with Norris and Piastri. Albon, so glad after taking his soft tyres 44 laps, guys. 44 laps at the start. Getting through that initial wet period, wet phase of the race at the start to get an 8th position was thoroughly deserved. I think he had pace in that car today, if it was dry, to probably push for a 5th place. I genuinely think that. Temple was speed. That's the one. Temple was speed. Born and bred East Ender. I'm not quite an East Ender. I'm Essex, so kind of count it. You can call it East London, like Havering, but we don't consider ourselves East Londoners, to be honest. But yeah, good race there, guys. Right, let's have a quick look, see what people are saying on Twitter. It's called X now, isn't it? I was looking for Twitter and it's fucking called X. So so Perez was 0.8 kilometers an hour over the speed limit at the line after sliding into the wall on the pit lane entry. Wow. Not a lot there, was it? Not a lot. No one's really saying too much, to be honest. But yeah, no, everyone I'm going to call it there. We've been live for a long time. The race started over 2.5 hours ago. It's just finished. Yeah. If every Dutch Grand Prix race was like that, I would want it to stay on the calendar. But for me, it takes changing weather conditions like that to make this track interesting. I don't think the 2 previous races have been very good from an entertaining perspective, from overtaking and stuff like that, for it to be warranted to stay on the calendar if it wasn't for mats. But yeah, that was enjoyable today. I'll hold my hands up. But yeah, everyone have a lovely rest of your afternoon. I'll be live again around 8 p.m. this evening for my own 100% race on iRacing. You can come see me there. Hopefully I don't do a Logan Sargent and bin it in the wall. But yeah, thanks guys. Hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Turn those notifications on because we'll be live a couple of times this week doing my own sim racing events and of course for the Italian Grand Prix next weekend. So yeah, see you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye. 2 secs.